Hello, welcome back. My name is Ting, your NLP trainer from Vision Solutions. It's a very good and very happy time for me to share to you again the topics in NLP training. Today I'm going to talk about one of the very big topics in master practitioner of NLP, which is the value systems. So value system is one of the very important subjects in NLP because it is according to our NLP knowledge, this is one of the content which is very unconscious, but it's actually content based, and it actually helps us to understand our behavior and how people want to do. So of this big topic, I'm going to talk about why we want to know about value systems, and then the second one will be what is the value systems. What is value systems? And then the third one, then we want you to know is that where is the source. Then the third one is what is the period of getting value systems. And then the final one will be the source of value formations. Source of values. Now, have you ever seen some people, maybe yourself or your friend, when they are very religious, they spend a lot of time to do some religious practice. And why does it so? Have you ever wondered? Some of our friends, they always go to the church, or they go to mosque, or they go to the Buddhist temple to pray. And they frequently do that. Why does it so? Why the people would like to spend a lot of time study their scriptures and practice the practice which is being taught in religious belief? The very important motivations for them to do that is because the religion belief is a value to them. Therefore, for this side of people, when they have the belief systems, this belief system and the value system actually allow them to do two things. They do what is important for them. What is important for them means they would like to spend time on that. They would like to spend time on that. So it actually says that how you spend your time is actually the indicators of your value systems. For example, you can see me wearing all these running t-shirts, and then you can say that running or exercising has been part of my life. And it can become something that is very important for me because I spend a lot of time into exercises. Therefore, it's become a value system. And then the second thing that we see our person's value system, actually we judge from what that person do is either right or wrong. Then we say we do a lot of judgment on another person. And why we do the judgment on another person? Because there are something for us that we think that is right or wrong. Therefore, I will say that we cannot spend our time for anything that is with no value. Sometimes actually we waste our time like playing games. But playing games to certain people is actually very important. Therefore, they spend a lot of time. And for them, it's actually right for them to do it. It's actually right, nothing wrong. Because why? Because they are professional gamer. They are the professional people who actually want to develop the game program. But for normal people, we are as a consumer, sometimes as a parent, we do not want our children to do that. So from a person, what they think is important, the person, they think they spend a lot of time on that particular thing, and then they feel it actually is very right to do that, that is actually forming the part of our value systems. And what is actually value systems? Value system is a content filter. It's a filter with content. So what does that mean? What is content? If we still remember, the NLP communication model, the person that we receive information from outside to our five senses, and when we have the information coming from the external event, and then inside our neurological systems, what we are going to do is actually, we do some filter. So this filter, one of them is actually our value systems. Like just how I say, when we see somebody playing games all the day, we were going to judge that person saying that, oh, not right, you don't do that because you waste your time, you need to do study. But actually, we do not know that person actually is a game developer. And playing game become part of their jobs, So we filter that outside the external event. Therefore, in terms of that, this value system is actually a filter, but it's actually with a content. This content is actually, I see that person playing games day in and day out, then I have a value judgment. Therefore, what is a value system? Value system is a filter with a content. And this content, it can be a lot of different content. It may be in a spiritual life, and it may be in our career, and it may be in our relationships, and also it may become in our personal development. So we have this content, then we have this type of different filters. So different content will have different filters. This is what our value system is. Therefore, we form a lot of value system in ourselves regarding different contexts. So each context, we will have different set of value systems. So now, we go to the part where what is the period of the value system formations? When we want to study about this, a very important person in the value system development is a psychologist called Dr. Massey. Dr. Massey. This Dr. Massey is the person that study, and then it make the whole value system, it become more structured. Then we understand when the value system is actually formed, and then how we can do something about it. So in terms of the period of value system, Dr. Massey says we have a 0, which is when we was born, and until 7 years old. And this is a one period, we call it the imprint period. Imprint period is actually it's a very important period, because we at that time our unconscious is actually like a blank paper, and we absorb everything. We absorb everything that comes to us. Therefore, during this period, whoever around us, the baby, the toddler, the kids, different stages, and whatever people around this person, and then teach this person do whatever things that is correct or wrong, that person actually putting in a value system to the kid. If the kid absorb it, and if the kid accept it, or the kid reject it, it become the value system. Therefore, here you just now listen to me. When the kid accept it and the kid reject it, it becomes a value system. Because the value system is actually let us do something and then don't do something, which is something is right or something is wrong. So this is a very important period. And we, as a parent, we need to pay attention for our kids 0 to 7 years old before they go to school. In a very older time, which is like, for example, my time, I grown up with the parents, or maybe I grown up with the grandparents, and then we do not have maid, we do not have a house helper at that moment. We have to do everything by ourselves, and then it's like the older brother or older sister taking care of the younger. So we do not have maid in home. So we do not have maid at home, so our value system is still like, in the way I would say, is still like a very traditional way. But compared to now, it's a both parents going to work, and then usually for kids we put them into the tatika or the care center, or we employ a maid at home. Therefore, the maid at home or the babysitter in the care center, they actually mingle with our children, and they taught our children what to do, what to wear, or how to eat, or whatsoever. All this can do or cannot do. All this is actually forming our kids' value systems. This kid is actually like a blank paper, like a sponge that absorb all this teaching unconditionally, because they haven't developed their conscious thinking. They do not know whether this one is actually feasible, this one is actually how. Yeah, they don't. So we will be having problems. I have a friends back in my hometown. During this imprint period of the kids, yeah, the maid actually teach the girl, the little girl, not to wear pants. It's just sometimes it's very funny for a little girl doesn't wear pants, and then she just don't want to wear pants, refuse to wear pants, and only the parent have to put up a lot of effort to teach that daughter later part in her life to make her wear pants. So sometimes this don't want to wear pants, this type of behavior is actually coming out from the value system of the maid. Therefore, as a parent, we need to be very careful about 0 to 7 years old, which is the imprint period. Yeah, the imprint periods. So the second period whereby our children having value system developed is 7 years onward until 14. This is the time where we go to the school. Yeah. This is the time when we start to develop our conscious thinking. Because what is the conscious thinking? We start to think about analysis. We start to think about the calculations. We start to think about a lot of different things, which is we being aware of. We're being aware of. So that time, who is the one that actually having the influence to us? That is a teacher in the kindergarten, or that is a friend in the kindergarten. Or, of course, later we will see from here the source of value systems. Then we will roughly know some more. Yeah, actually, it's very important. So 0 to 7 is another period of time whereby our children was being affected from outer sources, and then, of course, at home, the parents. How the relationship between father and mother, how is the relationship between siblings. All this is actually forming a value system in the kids. And later part, and then from 14 onwards, 14 to 21 years old, this is the time we call the socializations. Socialization is actually time when the friends have a lot of influence on our children. Of course, when they start to go to school, friends already have influence here. But then when they become older, right, that becomes the time when they become very rebellious. When they become very rebellious, what is the reason they become rebellious? Of course, when they become rebellious at that time, because the body actually growing up, and then they have hormones inside them, the hormones, and then make them become some very different feeling about parents. And then also this another time is because naturally they actually forming the value system, which is very different from the parents. The first two periods, the parents' influence is a lot. And then on this time, then the children start to realize, how come our value system is different from my good friends? Because the good friends have the circle of family members, and they have another set of value systems. And then our kids start to think, how come our system is different? How come we can't do this? They are allowed to do that. So there is a lot of conflict. And then among children, they was like challenge each other, let's do this, or you don't dare to do, or somehow we call it, this is a peer pressure. So when they grown up, they become the secondary school or early college, or maybe in the college, then they start to have a lot of peer pressure, yeah? Then they start to think, how is my dad, my mom, that taught me about this certain set of value systems. And then they have been curious about how come another person, they can do that and then we cannot do. So it becomes another period of formations, yeah? And then another person who are having a lot of important understanding about the period of formation in the value system is another doctor called William James. William James is the American psychologist, and he has a huge contributions to the modern psychology study in US. So he became the father of the modern psychology. And according to Dr. William James, anything more than this, 21 years old, they have another set of value system form, which is when they come into career. When they start to work, then they follow the instructor, like maybe it's their mentor, yeah, or maybe it's the section manager, or maybe it's the immediate supervisor of the kid. And then they learn from this mentor, and then how to do business or how to manage the company. And then this is the time when he starts to form the working ethic. And the working ethic is one of the very important set of value systems in the persons, because that time is actually affect him or her how to make money, and then how to deal with money, and then how to deal with career. Yeah, so this is a time whereby the people actually form value. But I think we all change over periods of time. We all change because the value formations is actually a process of non-stop. Value formation is a process of non-stops. Because as we grown up, we can see a lot of people at the very beginning, they have this set of value systems. But towards the certain time, they have a certain experience, he changed, his behavior changed. Because the behavior change is driven by the value system change. So some people never smoked before, but later in his life, then he go and smoke. Some people never drink, but he start to learn how to drink because the value system is changed. Then behavior change. Therefore, I think the value formation in a person is forever, is moving and is forever changing. So we can see a person with no knowledge. For this moment, it doesn't mean forever the person is for no knowledge. But the person may learn how to get better. They can enroll to school and they can get a lot of mentor, yeah? They can go to the courses. Therefore, the value system of a person, I think, is actually forever changing. But then these are the 4 periods of time whereby it forms the very basic value system of a person. Now, let's go to the source of the value systems. The source of value system, as I have mentioned just now, one of them is actually from 0 to 7, which is our family. It's a very important place for us to form our value systems. Our family is very important because when we was just a baby, the person that we encounter is our parents, our grandparents, or maybe our brothers and sisters, and maybe sometimes it's our grandparents, or maybe sometimes it's our maid at home, or another time is our caretaker. So this moment, we are actually being influenced very important by these people. And then it forms a very, very basic, yeah, very basic. Therefore, sometimes you can see you can see people when they're being interviewed. They will tell you, since very young, somebody actually putting up this value system for me, like maybe from the parents or from the grandparents, and until now, I hold on to that. Therefore, I have success. then this is tell us that the parents, the grandparents having a very, very important roles in our life. And also we will say the second places whereby we receive a lot of value system is our religious places and also our school. These two for me is quite equal, because maybe for the people who are having a religious belief, then they will send the children to the religious places, and then they worship together, and then they celebrate the important days of the religions together as a family or as a congregation or whatever it is. And if they are atheists, they do not believe in any religions, then the school is a place whereby they learn a lot of value systems. The teacher is going to tell them what you do, what you shouldn't do, and what you must do, what you mustn't do. Yeah. So all this actually become a value systems. Therefore, from here, actually, we can actually recognize through a conversation how we can actually identify which part is the value system to that particular person. We listen to the conversation when the person put up the statement, say, I must do this, or I must not do this. This tells us this is the value system of the person. I have to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning because Then this is a value systems. I must not steal because I have been taught stealing is something very bad, against the law, against my spiritual life, against anything. This is a value systems. Whatever words that we put up in our mouth, if we pay attention to the words, we will know where is the value system coming in. Therefore, friends, as you listen until now, then you will know how to identify the people. And then here, the source of value system, beside family, beside religious places, beside school, then will coming in is actually like time. The places is just like a geographical. Geographical play an important role. Yeah. In one place, one city, the same city like Kuala Lumpur, there will be a place where it's some people they gather, then they stay. The asset is more expensive compared to another place. Yeah, they are the people where they are rich and then they are well-to-do. Then they will gather together. Then they will buy a very expensive. Then this type of people actually having different set of value systems. And when they come together, then if the kids is grown up in that area, for example, in the international school, their value system is very much different compared to the place, the area where the surrounding, the neighborhood is not that good. The surrounding, the geographical of that particular places is very different. For example, certain places whereby it's like a slum area. Every people, they stay in a wooden house with a zinc roof, all these type of things, without water supply, and then it's just like a very poor area. Yeah, the kid running around, then the kid is actually like do whatever things they like. They don't have a proper hygiene. These type of people, they are actually very different value system compared to the place whereby the kids are well. And then they are well fit, and then they are very clean. They learn a lot of things. They do ballet. Then they do a lot of like playing golf, all sorts of things. Yeah. The value system is different. Therefore, within a town, then it's a different value systems. And then, of course, within country also, there is a lot of value system difference. For example, in the country of peace, the country do not have war before. Compared to now, the certain places in the world, then they have actually still have a civil war, and then they have an invasion, they have a war carry on. Yeah, the kids are developed into very different value systems, and even adults change. Even adult change in terms of war. The adult change because they want to survive. They want to survive for the children. They want to survive for the family member. The adult change. in the world situations. Therefore, geographical and location is one of the very, very important factor to affect our value systems. And then the other one that we want to say, the source of the value formations is our teacher. I believe throughout the year, you have a lot of people that teach you a lot of things, yeah? Like today, you listen to me. I'm the trainer in NLP and hypnosis, and whatever I teach here, if you accept it, then I'm actually your teacher. And actually, I make alterations in your value systems. Because how do I say that? Because at first, maybe you do not understand about NLP or hypnosis, but after I give you a lot of explanation and training, then you see that that is very good for you, and then you want to use it. And your value system actually change. Before that, you do not know, and you don't want to use it, but then now you know, and then you want to use it. So it makes a lot of difference, yeah. So the teacher in our life, they actually provide a lot of value formation to us, and economy system. For example, yeah, when I first started to work in 1996, and 1996 and 1997 is a financial crisis in Asia, and Hong Kong especially. The time is some people, they hack the Hong Kong dollar and then affect the Southeast, the whole Asia, the money crisis. Yeah. Then later it become another kind of crisis, which is affect a lot of people. Yeah. And then this time is a COVID-19. It's a whole world reshuffle, not only in the social, and then not only on the economy, but then also in our daily life behavior. We are a lot of time we go online. Now we start to do online courses. We do online, everything online without seeing people. Yeah, and people, if they go through all this economic crisis, they are having different value system compared to the people who do not. And people go through the First World War, Second World War, they have a different value system compared to the people who don't have. Like you and me, I believe we are never been through a world war before. But then for our parents, maybe they are. Yeah? Maybe our parents or our grandparents, they're going through the occupations of Japanese in Malaysia, and then Malaysia become independent, or somehow we gone through all this period of time. That time, the value system of the person is very, very much different compared to our generation now, the Gen Y, Gen S, or Gen Millennium. So they are very much different. Therefore, the period of time you are growing up, the period of time you go and study, all this actually form a very important value formations. And why we want to learn all this? Because the value system is the prime mover of our life. It tells you what you need to do, and then give you a lot of reason, and then you do this every time you do without ceasing. You do, continuously do. And then you do not do what you shouldn't do. So value system is a content which is very unconscious. You do not have to think twice whether I should do this or I shouldn't do this. The stimulation comes to you, you straight away you do it because you think that is important for you. You should do that. No question asked. Continue doing that. Therefore, this is something that is very automatic, and then I would say that this value system is the best motivation factor in our life. Some people think the love is important because love forms a very important value system in their life. So when we talk about love, anything to do with love, this person is going to do it. Whether do the love out of love to the parents or to the family or to anybody, it becomes something important for them. And then also when somebody says the money is very important, the profit is very important, and then they do anything, they look on the money side. And then if they cannot earn money, they don't do. So this is what we call the value system is the number one motivation factor to anybody. So when we go to the motivation seminar, we may be charged up because at that time the whole environment, the ambient of the seminar is so positive. Everybody says that, oh, now you can do, yeah, we can do anything. But later when you come back and then when you sit down and then when you're going to face your career challenges and then you see the client complain about you, definitely our mind is going to get slower down. Our patience getting slower down. And then if this motivation is not coming from the value system, our motivation is going to die off one day. And then we are going to search for another speaker for another round of motivation and then going to do any other things. But if you are the leader, you are the manager of the company, bear in mind the most important thing for that person is actually the value systems. If we motivate our subordinates with their these value systems, they are going to do whatever they want to do. And even though they're facing the obstacle in front of them, they will think all the way to actually conquer the obstacles. Then this is a very important thing. Yeah. Therefore, when you come to my class, I am going to teach you how to elicit a value system from yourself and the way you can use it on another person. So when you know your value systems, then you will be able to motivate yourself. And when you know the value system of another person, then you are going to motivate another person. Therefore, your team, your sales team, or your management team, or your whole company, they will be moving towards the same directions. Therefore, the end result is actually you will make money. Or you are having a very happy family life. And you are having a very lovely relationships with your spouse. So value system is something that is very important. And then in the class, we also teach, not only we understand the theory of the value system, not only we help you to elicit the value systems, and then we help you to do the value hierarchy, where you actually put your value system in a hierarchy, which one is the most important, and then you will name it to 1 to 10 or 1 to 5 or whatsoever it is. And then we will help you to do the value alignment so that the whole value system is aligned. Because if you do not do that alignment, then inside you will having a conflict, your self-conflict. And when you have the self-conflict, you are unable to move out and do something you want to do. And whatever you want to do, inside you is going to condemn you. There will be like a devil and then the angel. So this, we call it the self-conflict. Something they want to do, the angel say, go, do. But the devil here say, no, don't do. So where are you going to? You listen to which part? So this is a self-conflict. Yeah. Then the value system play a very important role. We do something for you, the value hierarchy, so that you are congruent. You are congruent. It's agreement inside and outside, left side and right side. So that you are in the congruent state. Congruence means you are, everything is actually in one form, in oneness. So you do everything in oneness. Therefore, the value system is very important. It's a very important thing. Yeah? And then it's very unconscious. And then it's come with a content. Therefore, I urge you to come to my class. Then you can see in this video how for you to contact me. Either you call me or you can email to me. Then we can actually see how the class is going on, and then we can arrange for online training, or we may arrange for a classroom training. So it all depends on the government's rule, the MCO, and then the situations. Then everybody is happy about the arrangement. Then we are going to do that. So today I am teaching you about the value system, which is a content, filter with content, and is very unconscious. I hope you learn and you understand all this so that you can use this knowledge for your own self to make it something useful for you. Thank you very much.